Hi, my name is Allie Robbins.
And I'm Florence Kerner.
We coordinate CUNY School of Law's bar support programs.
In this video, we are going to walk you through the 3 exams that you need to pass in order to be admitted to the bar in New York.
The 3 tests that you'll need to pass are the Multi-State Professional Responsibility Exam, the New York Law Exam, and the Uniform Bar Exam.
There are 2 important websites that you should keep in mind as you think about the bar preparation process: the New York Board of Law Examiners website and the National Conference of Bar Examiners website.
The New York Board of Law Examiners creates and administers the New York Law Exam. They also administer the Uniform Bar Exam and provide information regarding bar admission. Anytime you have a question about an admission rule or exam logistics, check the Board of Law Examiners website first. They also make all determinations regarding ADA accommodations for the New York Law Exam and the Uniform Bar Exam in New York, and have detailed information on their website about that process.
The National Conference of Bar Examiners writes the Multi-State Professional Responsibility Exam and the Uniform Bar Exam. They have exam information, content outlines, and study materials on their website. You'll also need an NCBE number before you register for any of the exams.
The Multi-State Professional Responsibility Exam is a 60-question multiple-choice exam given 3 times a year, in March, August, and November. The exam tests the ABA Model Rules of Professional Conduct, the ABA Model Rules of Judicial Conduct, and relevant case law.
The exam is 2 hours long, and you must achieve a score of 85 out of 150 in order to be admitted in New York. All of the commercial bar review courses offer free MPRE prep materials. We suggest that you check out a few of them and use this as an opportunity to test drive the bar review courses.
You're able to take the MPRE once you're matriculated in law school. We suggest that full-time students take the MPRE in the summer after their first year, and part-time students take it in the summer after their second year. You do not need to have completed the professional responsibility course in order to sit for the MPRE.
You need to study for the MPRE. It is not enough to be an ethical and responsible person. You need to learn the model rules and practice MPRE-style multiple-choice questions. That's why we suggest you take an August exam. If you can study full-time for a week, you will be in a very good position to sit for the MPRE.
The New York Law Exam is a 50-question multiple-choice exam. The exam is online and open book, and you have 2 hours to complete it. You must answer 60% of the questions correctly in order to pass. The New York Law Exam is given 3 to 4 times a year on dates determined by the New York Board of Law Examiners. You can take the New York Law Exam 1 year prior to when you are eligible to sit for the Uniform Bar Exam, which we will discuss next.
At least 30 days prior to the exam, you must complete the New York Law course. The New York Law course is a 15-hour web course that goes over all of the material tested on the New York Law exam. The course has multiple choice questions embedded in it that you must complete as you go along. If you answer a question incorrectly, you will be redirected back to the section of the lecture where that material was discussed. You must complete the course more than 30 days prior to sitting for the exam.
A packet of course materials and a set of sample questions is also available on the New York Board of Law Examiners website. All of the information regarding the course and exam are on that website. We suggest that full-time students take the New York Law Exam in the summer after their second year of law school, and that part-time students take the New York Law Exam in the summer after their third year of law school.
The exam focuses on the areas of law where New York differs from majority rules. There is a heavy emphasis on New York practice, which covers the civil practice laws and rules. The questions are not based on fact patterns, but are straightforward questions on black-letter law, such as, who has the burden of proof regarding an alibi at a criminal trial?
The New York Law Exam will test you on 12 subjects. Those subjects are administrative law, business relationships, including corporations, LLCs, and partnerships, New York civil practice and procedure, conflict of laws, contracts, criminal law and procedure, evidence, matrimonial and family law, professional responsibility, real property, torts, and trusts, wills, and estates.
New York has adopted the Uniform Bar Exam. It is given on the last Tuesday and Wednesday of every February and July.
The UBE is given over 2 days with 2 sessions each day. The first day, Tuesday, is the written day. You will begin with 2 multi-state performance tests in the morning session. In the afternoon session, you will have 6 essays. The MPTs are worth 10% each, and the essays are worth 5% each. That means that the written day is worth 50% of the exam.
The second day is the multi-state bar exam. The multi-state bar exam consists of 200 multiple choice questions. There are 100 questions in the morning session and 100 questions in the afternoon session. The MBE is worth 50% of the exam. We will go over each of these components one by one.
You need to achieve a score of 266 out of 400 in order to pass the bar exam. This is a scaled score of about 66%.
The multi-state bar exam covers 7 subjects: constitutional law, contracts, criminal law, which includes criminal procedure, evidence, federal civil procedure, real property, which includes real estate, and torts.
Since you need to complete 100 questions in 3 hours, you need to complete each question in roughly 1.8 minutes. That's equivalent to 1 minute and 48 seconds.
The multi-state essay exam tests all of the MBE subjects plus 7 additional subjects. The additional subjects are agency, conflict of laws, corporations, family law, partnerships, secured transactions, and wills and trusts.
Since you have to complete 6 essays in 3 hours, you should spend no more than 30 minutes on each essay.
The multi-state performance test is designed to assess the fundamental lawyering skills that a new lawyer needs to possess. You will be set in the fictitious state of Franklin and will be placed in role as an attorney and given a simulated fact scenario. You will be asked to draft a legal document. It could be a memo, a brief, a letter, a closing argument, or something else.
You will be given explicit instructions about the task you are supposed to complete, and you will be given all of the law that you need. You do not need to memorize any law for the MPT. You have 3 hours to do 2 MPTs, so you should spend no more than an hour and a half on each one.
We have now talked about all of the exams that you will need to pass in order to be admitted to the bar in New York. All of your admission requirements must be completed within 3 years of passing the uniform bar exam. This is why we suggest that you space out when you take the MPRE and New York Law exam.
Please take a look at our 2 other videos, one on the non-exam requirements for admission and one on CUNY School of Law's bar support programs. Hope to see you soon!